What's going on, guys? Homeslicehenry here, and in today's video we will be taking a look at BELLOSSOM, an unexpected beast in Great League. We'll be shoutcasting my girlfriend's battles. She uses Bullet Seed BELLOSSOM as her closer and as her swap to cover an Azumarill switch-in. As you'll see, BELLOSSOM punches way above its weight class and brings wins in some super unexpected situations. Without further ado, let's hop into it, and I hope you enjoy. Alright, we're hopping into game 1 here against Dratino Mega. We're leading Azumarill into Kingdra. This is a pretty decent matchup for us since we have Play Rough and he's a Dragon type. And he actually does decide to safe swap into Jirachi, and so we're going to counter swap into our Defense Deoxys. Counters are doing some nice chip damage. Does go for the Doom Desire. Doom Desire does a decent chunk. We're going to be responding with a Rock Slide. Rock Slide is going to be resisted, but Jirachi is pretty squishy, so it does do some damage. We decide to let this go and preserve our shield. Doom Desire comes through. We're trying to get to the Rock Slide. Unfortunately, they are able to farm us down. So we have lost switch advantage, but you know what? We have BELLOSSOM, so don't fear. Alright, charge move coming through from the Jirachi onto BELLOSSOM. That does about half our health. Haunter comes in, and watch what happens to this Haunter. So we are already at 2 Leaf Blades. Bullet Seed is insane. 1 Leaf Blade gets the shield. 2nd Leaf Blade, he doesn't want to go down 2 shields. He lets it go. So he's super low. Swap into Azumarill. We're hitting him with the Play Rough. Oh my goodness. He went from 2 shields and full health to almost no health and no shields. That is the power of BELLOSSOM right there. Unfortunately, second charge move coming through from the Haunter. We do shield it up. It's only a Shadow Punch. We did get baited. Here we're going for the Play Rough. He actually switches into Kingdra, which I guess catches the Play Rough, but it basically one-shots the Kingdra. Not sure what he was thinking there. Octazooka is going to be very resisted, and we are able to get to the Play Rough. The Kingdra is so low, this will be easily taking out the Kingdra. And we're expecting the Haunter to come back in, so we're wanting to switch. We do switch into BELLOSSOM. We're able to Bullet Seed down the Haunter, and we're already at a Leaf Blade to take out the Jirachi. So BELLOSSOM is OP. Let's go. And we're hopping into game number 2 against Oliver Atten 2-9. As always, she's leading Azumarill, and they are leading with a Lapras. This is a pretty even matchup, so it can be flipped either way depending on baits and IVs. And she's going to let this go. That was way too soon to be a Skull Bash. It is just a Surf. So Surf comes through, and they switch out into Skarmory. And at this point, she decides to stay in because she has Defense Deoxys in the back. That's going to be able to handle that Lapras, so she feels fine with staying in. Charge move coming through from the Skarmory. And Sky Attack, she lets it go, and she's going to be going for the Hydro Pump again. And this should be pressuring the shield or just taking out the Skarmory altogether. Skarmory does shield, and they should be able to farm down at this point. The Skarmory does farm down. She's going to be coming in with Deoxys, because that BELLOSSOM does not want to see that Skarmory at all. Sky Attack, she does shield that up, and then she is able to counter down. And they bring a BELLOSSOM of their own. I guess the secret is out, that BELLOSSOM is a menace. Leaf Blade coming through on the Deoxys. She's going to be countering with a Rock Slide, and this will be applying some decent damage. She counter swaps into her own BELLOSSOM, and look how fast it gets to Leaf Blade. Oh my goodness. BELLOSSOM is nuts. I like to think of it as basically a tankier Shiftry. The Lapras comes in, but this Lapras doesn't stand a chance. Already at a Leaf Blade, shields it up, and gets to a second one. And all she has to do is just shield that up, and she'll be able to get to a Leaf Blade. This will be doing huge damage on that Lapras. Watch this. Oh my goodness. And then the opponent actually resigns the match. So good game there. Again, BELLOSSOM carrying. And we're hopping into game 2 against Sig Mid Sig. She's leading Azumarill into Medicham. This is a huge lead win for her. They're going to be switching out. They counter with a Alolan Raichu, and she's going to swap into BELLOSSOM to counter. And BELLOSSOM, as you can see, is pretty tanky, and it does eat that Thunder Punch, and she's already at a Leaf Blade. It's only 3 Bullet Seeds to get there, so it is crazy fast. The Raichu decides to shield. She's going to be shielding up as well. And Alolan Raichu is pretty spammy, but it doesn't have anything on BELLOSSOM. Already at another Leaf Blade. Oh my goodness, this Pokemon is nuts. And we're able to feint down the Raichu. Skarmory comes back in. This is its big weakness, to be honest. Against Skarmory, it's pretty helpless. It does have Dazzling Gleam to help counter Altaria. And they actually throw their energy, which is huge. We are okay with that, because that way they aren't going to be farming her down. So with the Skarmory in, and she's going to be countering with her Deoxys, they switch to Medicham, and she goes right back into Azumarill. So that was a really great job by her of remembering she had a favorable matchup in front and using her switch advantage to maintain that favorable matchup. She can let this go. Ice Punch doesn't do anything to Azumarill, not even a little bit. And looks like attack is coming through again. She's going to let this go. And it's just a power-up punch. And she is able to bubble down, and the Skarmory does come back in, and Hydro Pump coming through, and they just decide not to shield and let it go. And we're hopping into game number 4 here against Demon Trainer, leading Azumarill into Azumarill, and this is why we run Play Rough, because with this team, if she encounters a grass lead, honestly, she just switches out. So having Ice Beam doesn't end up being a huge advantage, whereas Play Rough can allow you to win the Azumarill mirror match. And he is coming in with Hydro Pump. And this just goes to show right here that having Play Rough in the mirror match just makes a world of difference. As you can see, he's already a lot lower. And Charge Move coming through, because Play Rough is neutral, whereas Hydro Pump is resisted. Since she knows that he's going for Hydro Pump, as you can see, she's going to be charging up like 1 or 2 bubbles extra before throwing her Play Rough, and you'll see how that actually ends up really benefiting her. So the Ferrothorn comes in, they're trying to farm down, and she is actually able to get to a Play Rough, even though it's going to be resisted by the Ferrothorn. It still does a pretty nice chunk of damage, to be honest. And you're going to see how that's going to end up helping her win the match a bit later on. So she's going to come in with Deoxys. Charge Move coming through. This will probably be a Power Whip. Yeah, Power Whip does some decent neutral damage. And another Charge Move coming through. At this point, she actually does decide to let it go. And they swap into Alolan Marowak. This is not what you want to see with BELLOSSOM in the back. The Marowak's trying to farm down the Deoxys. She is able to get to 2 Rock Slides, which is huge, because she was able to land the first one and pressure the shield in the second one. She swaps into BELLOSSOM. And look at BELLOSSOM put in work with 2 shields. Oh my goodness. So blocks the Shadow Ball. Boom. Already at a Leaf Blade. And honestly, for being a resisted move, does a nice chunk. And almost already at another Leaf Blade, so she's pretty safe in terms of just being able to shield up here. And she's going to overfarm a bit extra, since she knows that the Marowak just threw. And that's going to be helpful as well here, because she's 1 away already at a Leaf Blade. That's why overfarming can be so important. She is able to get the Ferrothorn's last shield, and already at another Leaf Blade. I've said that again and again. It's just so many Leaf Blades. Alright, Charge Move coming through. A Power Whip. Honestly, BELLOSSOM is fine with those, and we are able to get to yet another Leaf Blade to take it out. So good game there. Hard carry by the BELLOSSOM. Alright, and we're hopping into the last game that we'll be taking a look at here against the trainer, whose name I'm not even going to try and pronounce. Starting Azumarill into Cresselia. This is a terrible lead for her. Basically, every Cresselia in Great League comes with Grass Knot, which is going to be doing super effective damage to Azumarill. Yep, that is the Grass Knot. That does a lot of damage. And so even though Play Rough does a decent amount, it does get outpaced by Cresselia. So Cresselia is going to be taking this matchup pretty handily. And she does decide to shield just because that would be taking her out. And she does go for the Play Rough here, and this will get close to KOing, but not quite, unfortunately. And she does go for the swap, unfortunately not able to get it, so the Cresselia is going to be taking out the Azumarill. And here she's going to try and feint down with fast moves from the Deoxys, and she just lets the Grass Knot go. And the Deoxys is able to counter down, so they do have more than a Rock Slide, and another Deoxys comes in. So we got the mirror match. Alright, and at this point, I mean, it's pretty much just Rock Slide City going back and forth, so nothing too much of note there. Alright, charge move coming through from the opposing Deoxys. Oh, that's actually a Thunderbolt, some variety. Hey, there we go. And another Rock Slide coming through, and at this point you're like, man, it's not a good situation, but never fear, BELLOSSOM is here. So, so charge move is coming through. They threw their energy, we're okay with that. And now BELLOSSOM is going to be able to put in work on the back end. BELLOSSOM trying to bullet seed down, charge move coming through. She does decide to shield that up. It is a Psycho Boost, so a Thunderbolt Psycho Boost Deoxys. That is an interesting pairing for sure. And Dugong comes in, and watch what happens to this poor Dugong. So we've got Leaf Blade number 1 gets the shield. Leaf Blade number 2 coming through. Huge damage. Oh, she definitely can't get, she can get to 3. 3 Leaf Blades, and that's going to be taking out the Dugong. GG's there. And so, in conclusion, BELLOSSOM is a surprisingly effective Pokemon in Great League. I would definitely recommend running it, I would say probably in back. Definitely not as a safe swap because it gets really hard countered by Skarmory and a lot of the flyers. But if you do use it situationally, it can be really powerful and win a lot of matches. And that's about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. It does mean the world. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you in the next one.